Hello and welcome on this new weekly market analysis video from Xtreme Trader. This is Salah speaking. Before we start, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and kindly share the video and leave a comment if you wish to. So before we start, also my friends, I would like to share with you our results in the VIP group of Telegram. As we can see, those were actually our results. We have ended the last week with at least 228 pips of profit. And as we can see right here, Monday was actually a really good day, as we can see. Tuesday was also another perfect day. Wednesday was actually perfect day also, with only two losses. However, Thursday was really not good with actually these 3 losses here. But thankfully on Friday we were able to recover, and as we can see, we have made profits, ending up the whole week with at least 228 pips of profit. So indeed, the signals are doing well so far. And again, my friends, losses is also part of this business. So therefore, please don't judge us about any small losses you are seeing, because the majority of the signals have made very well profits and went actually in green and made profits. And again, if you guys wish to join the VIP group of Telegram, you can actually find the contact details in the description below of this video to contact our support to join the VIP right now. And also you can join the free group of Telegram to receive at least 1 free signal every day. So without further ado, let's now begin with the weekly analysis, and as usual, we will start with the Euro USD. So based on the weekly chart, sadly I have here a gap, but however, what we can see right here, of course, is a very strong bearish movement. But as we can see, it's not really so obvious on the weekly chart. What we can see right here so far is just simply that broken level of a support trend line, as we can see right here. Again, based on the weekly chart, we have here the bearish breakout from that support trend line. And as we can see, the market actually over the last few months, the last few weeks, have also made a resistance trend line. So indeed, the market is moving out right now in a bearish movement, and most likely it will continue the fall at least to reach the level of a real support right here, exactly at 1.1053. So let's now move to the daily chart. So on daily chart, what we can see right here is of course a double top pattern. Not only that, but if we look carefully, we can see that this level of a support, a resistance, has also been respected, and also that level of resistance also has been respected again. So we can see the harmony right here, that the market is actually making a resistance level and then a fake breakout. The majority of that pattern is actually a fake breakout, and then the same level of a resistance being respected, and again the same level of a real resistance, a fake breakout, and then the same level of a real resistance being respected, so on and so on. So meaning, after the resistance happened right here, most likely what we can look for is a continuation in the fall, and the Euro USD is going to continue the fall, not only because of that, but also if we look right here at the resistance trend line. This is perfect. Look at that right here. Of course, we have a resistance trend line number 1, 2, 3, and finally, after the bullish breakout happened here, it became a support trend line number 1, number 2, and then the market went below that level of a support trend line, and again the same level of a resistance trend line has also been respected. All of that together means that the Euro USD, my friends, is most likely going to continue for the fall. So we have to consider selling the Euro USD for the upcoming days in the next week. So moving now to the 4-hour time frame. Right here, based on the 4-hour time frame, what we would like to highlight is of course the strongest level of a resistance, which lies exactly right there at 1.072. As we can see in the past, that was of course a strong key level of a resistance. Mainly here it was also a real level of a resistance, and here also it was a strong key level of a support as well. Not only that, but even recently it was a key level of a support, and right here we can see the nearest level of a resistance to that bearish breakout candle. So that means that right now, since the Euro USD is actually facing here a support zone, oops, I forgot to change it. That should be actually 1 second, guys. Alright, I just had to pause the video to find actually the right color. That is, of course, as we can see right here, is a support zone, and we can notice actually that the market right now has reversed exactly on that level of a support, which means the Euro USD most likely on the opening of the market on Monday is going to make a pullback, and then it's going to rise all the way to retest that level of a real resistance, which was also a support. That, in my opinion, going to be the best level to start shorting the pair. And if I'm not mistaken, that is going to be Fibonacci 61.8, exactly 61.8. So meaning we have to wait for the Euro USD to rise to another 33 pips before we can start shorting it. However, now for the take profit level, moving now to the daily chart. Now based on the daily chart, we can see that this right here, my friends, has got to be, of course, our take profit level, exactly right there, the bottom of the real support, which is the nearest one to our entry, which means the safe zone, the take profit level is going to be exactly 103 pips. However, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging much higher than the peak of the resistance right here at 1.076, which means the safe zone will be ranging for around 41 pips only against 103 pips of profit. Moving now to the pound USD. So now on the pound USD, I would like to move now to the weekly chart, and I would like to show you something. So based on the weekly chart, and allow me please to squeeze the candle like that so we can see it more clear. Now we can see clearly that we have right here, of course, a real level of a resistance. Actually, we have been talking about this for the last few weeks. The market is indeed failing in breaking out from that level of a resistance level, as we can see right here. We had here, of course, one fake breakout from that level, but indeed the market actually fell below again that level. And now on the recent attempt, the market also has always been closing as a wicks actually inside of the resistance level, which means the pound USD is losing its strength and most likely right now is going to continue the fall. Now, since the market actually has been falling below that level of resistance, it means that most likely it will continue the fall until it reaches this level of a support right here exactly at, let me just see, at almost the bracket of 253. So meaning we can actually decide our take profit level already, which might actually be right here exactly at that level of a nearest support to our entry, which means pound USD still has around 94 pips more to go. So now the question arising is where exactly we can start selling the pair. Moving now to the daily chart. Now, based on the daily chart, my friends, I would like to highlight that we have, of course, here a Fibonacci retracement, and check this out. So now we can notice that the market indeed has actually reversed exactly right here at that level of 23.6 Fibonacci retracement. However, now the pound USD has actually fell below 38.2 Fibonacci retracement, which again means that the market now might actually make a pullback right here upon the pressure of 38.2, but it actually might reverse sooner than that. So a pullback right now is expected. Now the question is where exactly we can short the pair. Let's take a look at the daily chart again here, and let me just show you something. This right here, my friends. Now as we can see right here, this 1.266, that was of course a real level of a resistance all the way right here. It was also the nearest level of a key support in the middle before this bearish breakout candle happens. Now by zooming in, we can see clearly that we had right here, of course, a wick already, which means this is right here a resistance number 1, which means the broken level of a support has already been retested. Therefore, most likely what will gonna happen by next week is that the market actually might rise again for around 30 pips and reach the same level of that resistance. Let's now move to the 4-hour time frame so we can see it in more details. Exactly right there. Let me just make it higher. Exactly just like that. Fantastic. Yes. Now we have more accurate entry. Why? Because right here, of course, we are actually on the highest level of a resistance at 1.267, which was right here also a previous level of a key support. And by looking at the left side as well, we can notice that this was indeed the strongest level of a key resistance in the past, even as support and as a resistance. So therefore, in my opinion, selling right here after the market rise to another 34 pips is going to be ideal. That's going to, of course, be our best entry to start selling the pound USD. And however, our take profit level is going to be exactly at Fibonacci 50 at 1.259. 257, sorry, which means we can look for around 95 pips of profit. However, the safe zone this time is going to be ranging for till the nearest level of a resistance right here to that fake breakout candle, which means the safe zone is going to be ranging for exactly 40 pips against 95 pips of profit. Moving now to the AUDUSD. So AUDUSD lately has actually been ranging a lot on that level of a neutral channel. We can notice that the pair just simply keep rising and falling inside of that neutral channel, which makes this pair really hard to expect or actually to predict. But however, if we look at the weekly chart, now what we can see is different. Now what we can see right here is of course a real level of a resistance, as we can see right here, exactly at 0.667, which was in the past also a key level of a support. So recently we have right here of course a real level of a resistance, then a fake breakout, and then again a real level of a resistance all the way has been respected. Now remember, I'm actually on the weekly chart, which means each candle represents a whole week, which means here we have a real level of a resistance, a fake breakout, and then real level of resistance number 1, 2, and 3. That's interesting. That also shows a weakness in the level, and most likely also the AUDUSD is going to continue the fall. Not only that, but if we look right here at the real level of a resistance trend line, check this out. That's also interesting. Now what we can see right here is a clear level of a resistance trend line with one fake breakout, and that level of a real resistance trend line is being also respected the whole way. That means that the AUDUSD most likely is going to continue the fall. Now for the last confirmation, here also we have a resistance trend line, and check this out. Right here also, a resistance trend line, then a fake breakout, and then resistance trend line number 1, 2, 3, fake breakout, then again resistance trend line number 1, 2, and 3. Yep, I know it's somehow confusing, but this is what actually I'm seeing so far on this crazy ass pair. So AUDUSD is for the short in the upcoming week. So moving now to the daily chart, we cannot actually see much here because I see a lot of ranging market here, a lot of consolidations. Moving now to the 4-hour time frame. So right here, based on the 4-hour time frame, I would like to use the magic of the trend lines to decide on my entry. Now, how can we do that? By simply draw here a support trend line. We just need actually to select randomly any key support or resistance trend line. Then you will notice that the market is always being respecting those levels. Now what you will do next is simply actually what we can do right here is simply move it. Let me just zoom in to show to you. Now what we will do is simply move it right here exactly to the nearest level of a resistance trend line, which was in the past a support trend line. Now pay attention. Right here, of course, we can see that the same level of a resistance trend line has already become here a support trend line, and then we have that bearish breakout candle, which means the AUDUSD most likely is going to continue the rise, and this level of a resistance trend line is going to be respected. If it doesn't make any sense to you, please, my friends, go to my channel and watch my videos called The Magic of Trend Lines, Part 1 and Part 2. I have explained everything in a brief there, and you will see how this really one of the strongest and best ways in trading Forex of all time, if not the best really. So meaning AUDUSD is to rise to another 12 or 13 pips before we can start shorting it. Now, just for the last confirmation, of course, we cannot just randomly say that. We have to look at the left side to confirm if there was indeed a strong key level of a resistance on the left side. That can be found exactly right there, exactly right here. Why right here? Because as we can see here, we have the real level of a resistance trend line, which was also a support in the past. Therefore, selling the AUDUSD after it makes a jump for around 14 pips, and this time, however, the take profit level is going to be, of course, the lowest level of a key support, exactly right there at 0.657, which means we can look for around 76 pips profit from this signal, and the safe zone that shouldn't be ranging higher than the next level of a real resistance at 0.669, which means the safe zone will be ranging for 39 or actually 38 pips against 76 pips of profit. Moving now to finally to the USDCAD. So now USDCAD, my friends, has also been facing here a strong bearish movement based on the daily chart. Again, right here you can see clearly that this level of a resistance trend line is being respected all the way. Even right here when we had a bullish breakout candle and everybody thought that the USDCAD is going to be retesting the broken level of a resistance and then resume the rise. Nope, that didn't happen. The USDCAD just simply kept falling all the way, ignoring that level of a resistance, and didn't even respect the nearest level of a resistance right here as well. And the USDCAD just kept falling day after day, which means USDCAD is for the short. Also right here we can see clearly that we had also a broken level of a support trend line, as we can see right here. So you can see that here we had, of course, a triangle which actually has recently been broken out from. So meaning, again, USDCAD is for the short for the upcoming week. Moving now to the 4-hour time frame. So right now, based on the 4-hour time frame, what we can see right here is, of course, a strong level of a resistance right here exactly. Let me just highlight it for you. Exactly at 1.3371. Now, by looking at the left side, the market, my friends, has always been respecting or actually reversing exactly at that level of a key resistance. We had, of course, 1 and 2 fake breakouts. However, recently we had here, this is a strong downtrend, and the USDCAD seems, of course, that is actually respecting that level. So meaning, right now the USDCAD is actually facing here a support zone. So there is a possibility for a pullback to happen by the opening of the market on Monday. Now, if we look right here, of course, we can draw here a channel. And just like that, we can see that we have right here, of course, a channel. Exactly just like that. So now the USDCAD also has a possibility to continue the rise to reach the same level of a resistance trend line, reach the highest level actually, or the strongest level of a resistance at 1.371, and afterward it's going to continue the fall toward the strong key level of a support right here at 1.369, which means our take profit level has got to be exactly, let me just highlight it, exactly right there, perfect, at 1.364, which means the pair we actually have a good opportunity to aim about 70 pips profit from the signal. However, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging higher than the previous level of a key resistance right here at 1.374. Why? Because we're actually mainly relying on that level of a resistance trend line. If the USDCAD will actually be able to exceed that level, then this trade is no longer valid. Therefore, our safe zone shouldn't really exceed the bracket of, let's say, around 30 pips. Let me just make it a little bit more. So it's going to be around 30 pips exactly against 72 pips of profit. Moving now to the pound GPY. Right, now the pound GPY has finally made the bullish breakout from that long-term resistance right here exactly at 201.455. I told you, my friends, that we have to wait for the right moment to trade the pound GPY. We were actually waiting for either a bullish breakout or a reversal to happen right here, and that is exactly what happened so far. We have right here, of course, the bullish breakout happened from that level of a resistance. So now, what's next with the pound GPY? In my opinion, what we can do right now is simply trade the continuation. So I would like to first of all show you something here. So if I draw here, of course, a support trend line, now what we can do right here simply, my friends, is simply clone the same support trend line that I have just drawn here and just place it all the way right here exactly at the nearest level of a resistance trend line, which lies exactly right here. Now what we are seeing here is really interesting, because here we have, of course, a resistance trend line number 1, number 2, and then 1 and 2 fake breakouts. Now the same level of a real resistance trend line is indeed being respected, which means the pound GPY most likely is going to reverse at the opening of Monday and retesting the broken level of a resistance level here. So therefore, what we will do is simply wait for the pound GPY to fall all the way right here to reach that level of a resistance, and afterwards is actually going to continue the rise, and we will actually buy the pound GPY exactly from here. So therefore, what we can do right now is, of course, decide to buy the pound GPY at 201.455. Now for the take profit level. How can we actually find our take profit level? Let me just tell you something. We call it the magic of trend lines for a reason. And in my opinion, what we can do right now next is simply, look at that. What I will do right now is simply rise the same line a little bit more. Now the line here is actually touching this level of a resistance trend line. That level, of course, cannot be ignored. And for now, those looks like actually a real level of a resistance trend line compared to this level of a resistance trend line, which means if the pound GPY is going to make here a pullback and retest that level of a resistance, it will continue to rise till it reach the same level of a resistance trend line. If that doesn't make any sense to you, then please just go to my channel and watch 2 videos called The Magic of Trend Lines Part 1 and Part 2, where actually I have explained everything in a brief there. And for that, you will actually gonna be learning one of the best ways in trading Forex of all time. So right now what we can do here, and actually, frankly speaking, I don't have any data to rely on the past. I mean, maybe we have here something. Let me just scroll to the left side. What we need to look for right now is the nearest level of a key resistance based on the weekly chart. So right here exactly, we have, of course, the highest level of a key resistance exactly right here, right there, at 204.843. So by scrolling right now to the current time, now we can see, of course, this is impossible. I mean, we cannot look for around 341 pips, but however, we can expect around we can actually say that this is going to be actually making more convenience to me, in my opinion. Let's zoom in, zoom out. So if we buy the pound GPY after it dropped for another 49 pips, we can actually keep buying it till it reach exactly 100 pips of profit, which is going to be right here, of course, our real level of a resistance trend line. However, the safe zone should not be ranging lower than the previous level of a key resistance, which lies right here at 200.954, which means the safe zone, my friends, will be ranging for around 48 pips against 100 pips of profit. And lately, let's move to the USDCHF. So now for the USDCHF, I'm gonna make it short for you, my friends. USDCHF has indeed made a strong bullish movement right here above this level of a previous support, ignoring that level of a resistance. This pair just simply did not retest that level, and simply the retest has obviously failed. So now what we're actually expecting on Monday is a pullback to happen. Since we're actually here based on the daily chart, we have, of course, a resistance level. So we expect a pullback to happen, and hopefully it's gonna actually fall again all the way to retest the same level of a broken support right here, and then it's gonna start the reversal. If that happens, it's gonna be an awesome news, because right here we will end up, of course, with a inverted head and shoulders pattern, which confirms that the USDCHF is gonna get ready for a long bullish movement. So meaning we have to wait for this pair to fall to another 0.889, which means we have to wait for it to fall to another 49 pips before we can proceed to buy it. Oh, I just noticed here also it was a very strong key level of resistance and the support. Very nice. That's a really trusted one. However, the take profit level, my friends, is going to be just right there at the nearest level of resistance to our entry at 0.899, expecting 102 pips profit from this signal, and a safe zone that shouldn't be ranging lower than the previous level of a support, which is the nearest one to our entry, which means the safe zone will be ranging for around 30 pips only against 100 pips of profit. And there goes your signals, my friends, for the USD for the next week. I really hope it's going to be a profitable and good signals, and stay tuned to receive the signals of the gold. I'm actually having a very good idea for the gold. I hope it's going to play well. And of course, don't forget to join our free group of Telegram to receive one free signal every day. And also you can get to receive any updates about these signals. And of course, don't forget to give a chance to our VIP group of Telegram to receive these awesome signals. We will do the best we can to make sure that you are actually satisfied with our signals. And of course, I'm always so proud to share with you the happy messages from our clients. I'm just trying to find it here. I think it's down there, not here. We have it here somewhere, actually, I'm sure. There it is, right here. Of course, here, thankfully. This gentleman here, he has joined, of course, our VIP group of Telegram, and so far he's actually enjoying the experience, and he says it's actually a perfect signal, and I have been making profits since I have joined this VIP group. I'm so grateful for that, and I really hope it's gonna continue this way. So until then, my friends, I hope that was informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.